Recently, I heard a description of an exercise that Thich Nhat Hanh introduced at a retreat. It was at the end of the retreat, and this was back in the 90s. And he had people pair up, and they would begin by bowing to each other and looking at each other in the eyes. And then he asked them to meditate on 3 phrases as they were making eye contact. The first phrase is, "I'm going to die." The second phrase is, "You are going to die." And the third phrase was, "And we only have this short time together. So what really matters?" So often in our unexamined lives, we assume that we have all the time in the world we need to express our appreciation for people and to say those words of encouragement that we really want to say, or to express our regret for some of our unskillful actions or speech, or even to forgive ourselves for the ways we've been unskillful, the mistakes we've made, the ways that we've betrayed ourselves. As Buddhists, we're encouraged to think about death often. In fact, there's a lot of sayings about death, but one that stands out in my mind is, if you don't reflect on death in the morning, you'll waste your morning to worldly concerns. If you don't reflect on death at midday, you'll waste the middle part of the day in worldly concerns. And if you don't meditate on and reflect on death in the later part of the day, you waste the later part of the day. Recently, I connected with an old friend who lives in Seattle, and 6 months ago, she tripped in her own home and fell and broke her tibia. It was poking out of the skin. It was a bad break. And when she was in the hospital, her medical team kept saying things to her like, "You're such a young 78-year-old." Because although she had 4 surgeries in a very short period of time, she had a very positive outlook. She didn't require a lot of pain medications. And yeah, she was pretty happy, even though she was in this situation. But I spoke with her recently, and she's still 6 months out, depending on walking sticks, and she's not feeling like such a young 78-year-old. And she said, I think maybe I'm in the twilight of my life, the twilight years of my life. And I could tell, well, I'm guessing by how she was talking about it, that she hadn't really considered that before. I also remember a time speaking with my brother about death. This was maybe 10 years ago, and he said very confidently, I'm okay with death. If death comes to me, I'm really okay with it. And I said, that's wonderful. Are you just as okay with maybe your son dying before you? Or your wife? And this look of shock came over his face, like he hadn't considered that. And in my own situation, 5 weeks ago, things changed quite a bit. Luckily, I'm on the mend, so that's good. But it's amazing how quickly our lives can change. And often we're unprepared for it, unless we think about this again and again and again. So during my recovery, my mind has been kind of foggy, and so I've really relied on these short meditations to, bring meaning to my days. So I've been using this inspiration from Thich Nhat Hanh, much like a loving kindness meditation, just to reflect, to remind myself that I'm going to die, and every person I interact with is going to die, and we don't know how much time we have together. And so what really matters? And I found that to be so poignant, so helpful. So in meditation, for instance, I would start by thinking about the people that I feel very close to. I'd imagine looking in their eyes and saying these phrases and noticing what comes up. What's the tone of the connection? What's the relationship like? Just noticing, is there warmth? Is there openness? Is there a genuine feeling? And, also just paying attention without judgment. Is there some tension there? Maybe some lingering resentments or, some distance that's crept in. And then slowly, I would try to extend that to neutral people, strangers, and people that I find challenging or difficult. Again, dropping into a little bit of a deeper understanding by challenging myself, by saying, what would really matter if I knew for certain that we just have a short time? So it's a very simple reflection to bring to mind, but one that can be very powerful if we do it genuinely. Whether we're walking through our day, just silently saying it to ourselves, really taking time to look into people's eyes and connect with them and remember this reality. I am going to die, and you are going to die. And so what's really important? So as I have been doing this the last few weeks, I've noticed some themes popping up. Probably the main theme is that this is how I want to live my life, with this kind of tenderness, this kind of tender awareness of death and impermanence, and the kind of open-heartedness that it brings. Of course, this is easier to manage while I'm in my room by myself. But I aspire to hold on to this and to maintain this stance in the world and awareness of impermanence and death, and also a new commitment to being loving and compassion. So I invite you to try this today as you're going through your day, just whoever you come in contact with. Just keep this in the back of your mind.